I don't know. Like the only reason I would have lost is because I had sloppy macro, and I had sloppy macro because I was pushing myself deeper into the enemy territory. Like, for Christ's sake, I went here with 10 units because I knew there was an opportunity to do damage, and then I blinked a few stalkers in the main. Uh, Never stopped with a war prism. I'm really disappointed that DT attacked the Hydras because he had no spores. I made sure of that. So yeah. Yeah, I won that game. It was beautiful. Okay, so my pressure, you see like the worker count. That's why I like to do two Stalker Mothership core pressure. Because like, yeah, he's making 11 drones, but he's also, I'm forcing a Roach Warren and 17 Lings. Like, my macro wasn't perfect. My macro wasn't perfect and I could have more probes, but if I'd have more probes, my Nexus would be more delayed. So it's sort of a trade-off. And of course I could do maybe 3 gate instead of 4. And then with the 3 gates at the third, I'd end up on 6 gates, which is a good count instead of 7. So like there's things that I can improve and modify slightly with my build depending on what I see. Like if but it's it's a tough call. So when they see a quick third, they always grab a quick fourth. So you have to be careful of that, or keep that in mind. A lot of people, they will say like, well, they won't even go to the fourth. They'll like, a lot of Protoss players, they will whine and say, okay, so Zerg always gets a free third, they have better economy. Yeah, but did you pressure with Stalkers? So, no. Oh, well, okay, of course they're gonna have a better economy. Like, even this guy, 85 drones. I know. Like, okay, so he has so many tech buildings, so it could be Roach Hydra, but he's got Infestation Pit and Spire. Now it could be Quick Hive for Roach Hydra Viper, but there's no units being made. And I know there's no units being made because I'm scouting with Hallucination, and I have an observer outside of his rally to see what's being made. I know nothing's being made. Even if there was something being made, I can still fake push while grabbing a lot of tech and advancing myself. The reason I fake push was to force units, because let's say like he's got the Infestation Pit, he's got the Hydra, then he's got the Spire. Let's say we're playing Bly, add about 10 drones, 103, add about this hatchery, and he goes like 25 mutas. So fake pushing for forcing spines, fake pushing for forcing units he doesn't want in his army composition. Like Swarmos Hydras is not bad, but if you're always better off with Swarmos Corruptor Viper. So by fake pushing, I'm giving myself options. Well, I'm reducing options from him. Now, Immortals are good versus Roach Hydra, so I made one Immortal in case he made a few Roaches. Makes a few Roaches, I come here with this army. Roaches are a lot more beefy than Hydras, so without an Immortal, I would struggle, or I would need a lot more Stalkers. That's why I said, hey, I'll wait for my Immortal. And during that time, I've got the map, and I'm making a War Prism to continue to harass. Here it was a little hard. I didn't think I could snipe it. It's important to snipe it. 92 drones, 2700. It's nothing to... I lost the Mothership Core. I should have time warped. I thought I was going to be good. Okay, so during that time, I forced myself to make Stalkers because I didn't realize there was Swarmos, and I wanted to fight. Those Stalkers would have been better if there were Zealots because it would disrupt his economy sooner, but I seized the opportunity and I just chased them and killed a few Hydras. Of course, the fucking grass is... and then now I realize... So, if I realized earlier that there was Swarmos, if I would have looked more with my observer, I would have had an earlier Robo Bay and an earlier second Robo. But because I don't, I'm forced into buying time. Now, if they don't do Swarmos, this base on this map is good. But if they do Swarmos, this is not good. I still take it. Just to... I don't know, just maybe like... to give him something to do. If I cancel this right away and go here, he's gonna start sieging here. I'm still not ready to fight. And by making him siege here, it gives me opportunity to go and harass over here. So I keep baiting him with the Hydras with my War Prism. He's lost about 10 drones by now. The economy's even. I wanted to go and attack, but I realized he took the middle and he was sieging heavily. I should have canceled that. That was a mistake. I could have used the money. So I'm grabbing this base. Of course, he had like flings spread everywhere. So he saw that. Next time he gets to a macro game, so like I had spare zealots when I pushed here. Next time I play macro game, I'm gonna take one zealot and clear everywhere, and after clearing everywhere, I'm gonna leave it here. It's always good to leave a zealot on a potential new base. Doesn't matter at what matchup. Of course, yeah. So here, if we look at my vision, I know he's got the Swarmos at the middle. And I know he was going back and forth between the main and that base. So here I'm pushing. Like, this is really ballsy. And during that time, yeah, I should have warped in back home and keep macroing. Here what I'm going to do with my units is I'm going to put them on hold position. Since they're too far away to attack the Hydras, I don't even need to right-click or focus the drones. Of course, I could press A and click the drones individually, but I'd be losing maybe DPS because, you know, it takes like 5 stalkers to kill one drone. So if I'd be attacking with all of that, I'd be losing a little bit of DPS. So just doing hold position and then just attacking what's in range. So you kill a couple of drones. Now here I have to run away. Here this hatchery survived with 5 HP. I wasn't looking. That's pretty, yeah. Look at that! Look at that! Yeah! Yeah! I'm disappointed in myself. So I see he takes this base. The moment I see this has 42 HP, it's time for Dark Shrine. Dark Shrine should have been up sooner, especially in a crazy game like this. The beauty, okay, so like a lot of people, they complain about Swarmos, free units. Of course, it's hard if you go like Void Ray, because Void Ray, you invest a lot of gas. You can't do what I'm doing. Like you saw, well, if I would have had, if he didn't have, or if he had Vipers, then I couldn't use those. But since he didn't, I could have used those to harass. And then you can bring the Mothership Core to Time Warp or Recall if it goes really badly. Here, I almost wanted to take the fight, but the Locust moved away from over the Swarmos, so I knew the AoE of the Colossus wouldn't be hitting. It'd be hitting like this one. I knew it, so I just pulled back. I lost maybe one stalker, and then on my way back, I remembered that this was low HP, so I sent a few stalkers, kept moving, and then sniped that. Now, I could have forfeited those stalkers and gained myself more time to get a better army just by parking myself behind, in the process killing drones that overlord, the units come, I finish the hatch, those units die. But instead I took the cost-effective route and I just killed that and got out. So here I sent Zealots because I was over here fighting with that Panon. And then I saw there was no spores. I wanted to send a DT here, but the game ended before that. And okay, so here I'm making 7 Eye Templars and I'm supply block at 168 supply. Now, with everything that I've explained and all the things I've done so far in this game, this is like maybe one of my best PvZs I've ever played. There's so many decision making and things I've done that I usually don't do. And when you do things outside of your comfort zone, you're pushing yourself and you're distracted because it's not second nature. Let's say like I'm playing a game, let's say I'm doing a Blink All-In PvP. Like I can talk because everything I know or everything I do, I know because I've done it so many times. But when you're trying new stuff and being aggressive a lot more with a lot of multi-prongs, it takes time. So, you know, it's fun to do, it's hard to try, it's hard to master, and it takes time. And then here I got lucky. I don't know why he was parked there. He must have not known, because I killed an overlord here like a while ago, after I harassed over here. So I parked myself here, and then he's like, alright, so I guess I'll push his new base now. And then I see the locusts. I'm like, really? And like when I saw those locusts, I'm like, okay, they're about to die, and he's still parked here. And he still doesn't see me. Like, I wish we had a cam on his face. Like, surprise, motherfucker! And then, of course, the army value, it was higher. My macro was sloppy. I was adding gates. And I recently cleared the supply block. Here, the DT killed 3 probes, and he was making static defense. Now, of course, if you show DT, if you show harass with zealots, they're gonna make static defense. So 1 overseer and 8 spines, it takes about like 15-20 zealots. What you can do, War Prism, hug the map, hug the edge, and go here or here and just harass this base. Here is more conservative, more cost efficient. Of course, it's not as close, but he still doesn't know where he comes from, so it will take time for him to clean. And here is more instant in your face. So basically, if you want him to pull back right away, you do it here. If you want him to be on his way to attack you and be committed to attack you, and he can't turn back to defend, then you want to do it here. And also, this map is pretty small, but in big macro games, you want whatever hotkey you use for the observer. For me, it's Control 6, and then you want an observer and 1 zealot or 2 on the opposite side of the map that you are. Like, I'm on this side, so the creep here is gonna suck unless he's in a good position to push me back. So on the other side, you want an observer and 2 zealots to be clearing the creeps, because he was already taking the space. So you let's say 10 minutes later, I don't want creep over here. That's crazy, you know. So that's a full replay analysis of this game.